Hello, my YouTube family. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today's video is going to be an important one that I know you will find extremely helpful. It's going to be how you can have your fresh start in 2026. This is a tarot scope video, aka tarot horoscope. So we are going to go through all 12 of the zodiac signs, giving each one their own personalized individual message. Be sure to check the timestamps below in the description or in the comments. This way you don't have to search around the video for whatever sign you are. I would recommend you use your rising sign, but you can use your rising sign, sun sign, or moon sign, whichever one you resonate with the most. Or you can watch all three if you really want to. All right, you guys, we're going to have a short moment of meditation. If you want to join me, you can. If not, you can go straight to that description and get your message. I love you. I appreciate you. And please be sure to like this video, comment below what your sign is and what your message is, and be sure to subscribe. Hello to my Aries babies. Welcome back. Let's go ahead and get to your message, shall we? We're going to grab one of these here, and we're going to see what is it you need to leave behind in 2025. Give me one card, Spirit. What is it that this Aries needs to leave behind in 2025? Let's see what your very first card says. It says, oh, wow. The secret to being a good human is learning not to take your shit out on others. Baby, my Aries. This makes so much sense for the sign of Aries. It's literally in bold red telling you, my Aries, you need to not take your shit out on other people, okay? It says, learning to shut the fuck up is a life-changing skill. There's a time and a place to express your feelings, but that's usually after you've taken some deep breaths, maybe like a million of them, once you've figured out what the difference is between your shit, their shit, and just shit that happened. Not every emotion deserves an action. Sometimes you just gotta feel shit, take note, and let it move through you. If you're speaking when agitated or afraid, you're usually taking your shit out on others. Harming someone else will never make you feel better. It just fucking won't. Oh my gosh, my Aries. So for 2026, you are leaving behind in 2025 projection. This thing that you do, my Aries, where you're, trying to deal with your emotions, even when you're working your hardest to try to deal with your emotions. Spirit's saying this year you've had a lot of moments where you've taken your energy, taking your anger, taking your sadness, whatever that feeling may be, out on other people. And that's something that you got to grow out of. Okay, my Aries. Spirit's saying, give it time, everything in divine timing, let things flow. Okay. So Spirit's definitely telling me here, this isn't going to happen as soon as 2026 enters. You know what I mean? You're going to have to let yourself take time to learn this process. It's not going to be something that's super quick. It's probably not going to be something that's super easy, but it can get simple for you if you learn yourself a little bit more. Okay. Spirit saying no more projecting in 2026. No more blaming anything on emotions in 2026. No more this person made me feel. This person made me feel. No, honey, no. You are leaving that in 2025, okay? There's something specific said here. Not every emotion deserves an action, okay? So that's another thing that Spirit's wanting you to leave behind in 2025, my Aries, is remembering saying not every emotion needs an action. Okay. Let's see. We have Arziki Dabaran. Okay. This is gratitude. Love that. So what you need to be bringing into 2026 beautifully is the card of gratitude. Not only is this something that, makes a lot of sense for your reading, but this is something that I feel like Spirit is saying you've also been trying to practice. I mean, you probably have had more luck practicing gratitude than practicing reflection and, you know, not projecting. But let's go ahead and lean into reading for the book, what you need to lean into and bring more of into your 2026. It says, Arziki Dabaran measures the variables, measures the variables of energy coming from you. The wheel resembles the teachings of the cosmograms and medicine wheel. Following the sun, we enter the wheel in the east and exit the wheel in the west. The north and south represent our ascension and descension within the extremes of the wheel vortex. I'm getting that you could want an astrology reading. I do astrology readings. I offer those on my website. So if you're interested, check that out. But Spirit's bring up astrology and highlighting astrology for a reason. Okay. Excuse me. I'm knocking into the camera. Okay. It says, the Oracle of Rebirth rises on one side of the wheel as the Oracle of Chaos rides down the other, showing that not always will you want a situation to last and vice versa. But that is the cycle of life. Life is a constant change in luck, relationships, finances, homes, and lifestyle. How you react to change is key. How you react to change is key here. Do you fall into chaos or do you rise? And this absolutely makes sense with your reading, Aries. Spirit is wanting to highlight, to ask you, how closely are you looking at how reactive you have been in 2025? Okay, as you're moving into 2026, what can you do and how can you reassure yourself or remind yourself the bad times won't last forever and the great ones are to be appreciated in the moment. You know what I mean? Spirit's also highlighting here, again, we were talking about projecting and talking about not every emotion needs an action. This is also supporting that idea, okay? You don't always have to be in chaos, okay, my Aries, you don't. When this card emerges, it reminds you that each event in your life could be a blessing. Maybe you just got through your dark night of the soul, and this card is reassurance that the sun is shining. You are loved, guided, and protected in all ways, always. If Arziki Dabaran has come into your spread today, ask yourself, how do I react to change? How exactly do I meet opportunities when presented with them, or do I make excuses to resist the change? Oh my God, Aries, this is literally everything you needed to hear. Everything you needed to hear and more. I don't even want to overspeak and over talk on that card. I feel like it really said everything you needed to hear. But one thing you need to remember, okay, as the year goes on for 2026 or whenever you're watching this, you have to give it time. Let things flow in divine timing. That is the most helpful and most easeful way to make use of this energy. We have the card of celebration on the bottom, confirming for you that things are going to go in your favor. What goes up must come down and vice versa, right? This is the card that you received. It says, see the beauty. Okay, you see how that was almost kind of hard to see zooming in until I zoomed in? That's the energy. Spirit's telling you, zoom in, take a deep dive, take a deep look, and notice the beauty, okay? Remove the things that do not make you comfortable and are not beautiful to you, okay? In the metaphorical sense, of course. And it says, learn to find the beauty in everything. See the world for all of its aspects. So that can be a great reminder when we are feeling like, you know, I have a lot of emotions right now. I don't know how to express my emotions. I don't know how to, you know, tell this person to stop talking to me in a nice way because I'm irritated right now. If you are operating from a place of pure love and beauty, this will not be a difficulty for you anymore, okay? This is going to be something that, again, over time, slowly starts to move away through 2026. So you heard what they had to say. Now it's your job to do it, okay, my Aries? I love you. I appreciate you. If you need any other help, guidance, clarity, or advice, you can comment below any topics you want me to talk about, or of course, book with me in a reading in my website. I love you, Aries. I appreciate you, and I cannot wait to see you again in the next video. Bye. Hello, my Leos. Welcome back to my channel. Let's go ahead and see how you can get this fresh start for 2026. What is it that you need to leave behind in 2025 to get this fresh start? What is it that you need to leave behind in 2025 to get this fresh start? We have, maybe you literally can even, okay? It says, you think you can't even slow your eye roll, step back and give it another think. Guess what? Chances are you probably can even, with a way better attitude and some love in your heart. Today, if you catch yourself feeling like basic bitching out, especially on someone, take a deep breath, call on your hood rat angels. Remember that you and all beings are tiny specks of the divine, and surprise yourself with how you literally just evened. I like this card, okay? My Leos, it's no surprise that people like to come for you. People like to come for you. People like to maybe even purposely trigger you. This is something that you're very aware of. It's something that you're not new to. But Spirit's saying, every time you start to feel that pressure, you start to feel that overwhelm, take a step back. Every time you feel like you're about to basic bitch out on somebody, take a step back. Take a deep breath, call on your angels, okay? Spirit's telling me in 2025, you had a very hard time, not just managing your emotions, okay, but expressing your emotions appropriately, okay? By appropriately, you know how people say there's a time and a place? Spirit's telling me, you always get one or the other. You know what I mean? You might get the time right, but this is not the place. You might get the place right, but this is not the time. Okay, that could be literal or metaphorical. Take it as it resonates, but that's what I'm picking up. And I'm getting that in 2026, this is going to be something that you need to walk away from. If you want a fresh start, if you want this freshness, this newness in your life, you got to know. You have to walk away from the I can't even. You have to walk away from the I can't deal with this person. You have to walk away from the they're too much for me. Alrighty. Let's actually grab one of the cosmic insight. Give me a card detailing this 2025 energy. Okay, we have water sign, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. So this is your confirmation. Maybe it's time for you to leave that water sign in 2025. Okay, and if you are a water sign, this is confirmation for you. Okay, if you have a dominant water in your chart, this is confirmation for you. Maybe you literally can't even, aka, maybe you can be in control of your emotions. Maybe you can use your emotions to your advantage. Maybe your emotions really do give you more support and give you more leverage rather than are a hindrance or are an obstacle to you. It's all about your perspective. Your perspective controls everything in the beginning. Take a deep breath, call on your hood rat angels, and remember that you and all beings are tiny specks of the divine, okay? The law of oneness is something that you're going to be practicing a lot more in 2026. You see yourself, in 2025, you see or saw yourself very different, very separated from people. One, because again, my Leos, people tend to pick at you, okay? Because they see the confidence. They see how much you are in love with yourself and how much you are all about yourself and expressing yourself. And sometimes people get jealous of that, okay? Ooh, okay. We got some Aquarius energy could also be coming out here. Restoration is on the bottom of the deck. We'll leave that out, but we have restoration and resurrection. This is very interesting. Yamaye could be, or Yamaya could be a Orisha that you work with, or that you have been thinking of working with. So this is definite confirmation. In 2026, you're going to start working with Yamaya, or you're going to start working with possible deities, goddesses, Orishas. There's someone you're going to start working with in 2026. So let's go ahead and see what Miss Yamaya has for you. All right, let me make sure I'm on the right page. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and see what it says in the book for you. What you need, what energy you need to tap into and tune into to get this fresh start for 2026. It says, Yamaye is the river Orisha of the Yoruba people in southwestern Nigeria. A queenly mermaid whose tail is covered by a 7-layered skirt to symbolize the 7 seas. So the sea could be significant. The ocean could be very significant to you. Could be a water baby, aka you could love to be in the water, be around water, okay? The number 7 could also be significant to you. Corals, crystals, tiny bells, and pearls adorn her outfit and her hair. A small cannabis wreath, as we saw in the Agbaye, sits in her hand. This oracle's sacred number is the number 7, and her sacred animal is the peacock. Blue and white swirl around this card, creating a common and contouring energy around you. Yamaya is known for the mother of all living things. Again, that law of oneness. This is one thing connecting all, okay? She aims to bring comfort and cleansing to all who encounter her. On her chest sits a cannabis leaf because she helps mortals with learning to love themselves and healing for the emotional body. The peacock represents the feet, and all of its birds symbolize the traditional depiction of the phoenix, the legendary bird of resurrection that rises out of its own ashes. When this card appears, it's time to take a walk by the river and remind yourself you too can rebuild yourself when the time comes to rise. Spirit saying, maybe you literally can even. Maybe you do have it in you. Maybe, just maybe, okay, my Leo? Just maybe you really can be that bitch that you see yourself as, okay? Maybe you really can have the peace that you want. Maybe you really can have these, good conversations with people. Maybe you really can have good relationships without worrying about being backstabbed or being gossiped about. Maybe you literally can have deep connections with people, have honest connections with people, and not be seen as a bitch, and not be seen as somebody who does too much, right? Maybe you just have to look for it, okay? And what are they telling you to do? Meditate, okay, my Leos? Quiet the mind and let your soul speak. You need to have some time to meditate. When you have time to meditate, you can tap into your soul. You can tap into your mind, your emotional body, your spiritual body, and ask yourself, what are these things? What are these energies? Who are these people that are erupting this sort of reaction out of me? And how can I now go within and either change that reaction or change the trigger? Okay. In 2026, Spirit's really wanting you to connect to the water. Spirit's wanting you to connect, remind yourself of this law of oneness, number 1. And number 2, how can I say this? Use water as a cleansing tool as you enter and go through 2026. Okay. You have a lot of, and we have even this water sign energy here. So Spirit's confirming you've got a lot of emotion. You've got a lot of sometimes passion or intensity in you. And knowing when and where to channel this energy is the difference between being someone who is very emotionally volatile, being someone who projects on people, being someone who, cannot manage their emotions and their reactions versus somebody who can, okay? So I love you. I appreciate you. I know this fresh start is something that you're looking for, and it's something that you can get to. Maybe you literally can't even, okay? Maybe you just really need to tell yourself, if you catch yourself feeling like basic bitching out on someone, take a deep breath, call on your hood rat angels, and remember that you and all beings are tiny specks of the divine, and surprise yourself with how you literally just even, okay? Fix the attitude. Fix the attitude. Put some love in your heart. Meditation is going to help you do that. Okay. Meditation is going to take away this feeling of vengefulness or spitefulness that you may have for these other people and these other energies because of the way that they've approached you in the past or the experiences that you've had in the past. Okay, my Leos, I love you. I appreciate you. This was a mouthful, but I know it found you in divine timing. I know this was just for you. So definitely make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And if you're ever looking for divine, personal, one-on-one guidance with me, you can do that through the link in my bio. All right, you guys, I love you, and I cannot wait to see you here in another video or in a booking with me. Bye, y'all. Hello to my Sagittarius babies. Welcome and welcome back to my channel. Let's go ahead and get into what you need to do to get to this fresh start that you so deserve in 2026, okay? So we're first going to talk about what you need to leave behind, what you need to leave in 2025, and then we're going to get into the energy you need to tap into for 2026 to get that fresh start, okay? So we have prayer is dope AF, okay? It says, seriously, spend a little time asking the universe for what you want, even if you're speaking into the void. At the very least, you'll hear your own wish list and get a better idea of what you really do want. You might even figure out what the first baby step is to getting it. At the very best, there's a strong-ass genie in the sky who will magically grant all of your wishes. So in 2025, my Sagittarius baby, you were not dreaming big enough. You weren't dreaming big. You weren't asking enough. Okay, we all know the old saying, a closed mouth don't get fed, right? Well, that explains why you're hungry. Okay, my Sagittarius, in 2026, we are leaving behind. I feel like this is more than one thing that's coming out for you, but overall, okay, I feel like Spirit's definitely highlighting one in 2026. We're going to be asking more. We're going to be praying more. We're going to be speaking aloud more. But also, I feel like Spirit's kind of highlighting here this idea again of dreaming bigger, dreaming and wishing and asking for more, okay? You held yourself back a lot in 2025 is what I'm hearing. Okay, we have give it time. Everything in divine timing. Let things flow. Okay. Yeah, I'm hearing things were rocky for you in 2025, Sagittarius. You had a lot of high highs, but you had a lot of low lows. And Spirit's telling you those moments could have been easily resoluted. I'm even seeing like dissolved. I'm seeing something dissolve. Those moments could have been dissolved and could have faded away if you would have asked for help, okay? Obviously, not every hard time, not every hard moment, but a lot of them, okay, my Sagittarius? So we're going to go ahead and pull another card and tap into the energy that you should tune into for 2026 to get this fresh start that you're looking for. I feel like this fresh start has a lot to do with your mindset, okay, your mindset in general. But your mindset when it comes to abundance, when it comes to what you deserve, when it comes to, look at that. Your mindset when it comes to miracles. Isn't that gorgeous? Look how pretty this card is, you guys. Okay. Codes in nature, miracles, spirits automatically, okay, my Sagittarius, telling you in 2026, we are getting outside and we are becoming one with nature. When you feel like you're one with nature, when you feel this deep oneness and connection with nature, I bet it's a lot easier to ask for what you desire, what you want, and what you need. And also feel like you are giving back to the universe, giving back to nature, so you don't feel like you're just asking and asking and asking and taking and taking. You know what I mean? You are giving to source by being who you are, by being you, okay? And Spirit's telling you this codes in nature card is one, going to highlight that, but also, of course, going to highlight what you need to do, what energy you need to tap into in order to get this fresh start. So let's see what it says in the book for you, okay? It says, if this card has come up for you, it is time to find messages in nature. There are secret codes to nature as shown in this card by the giant by the giant tree with the roots developing a face in the trunk. Okay, how cute. Let's take a moment to look at this gorgeous card. Ah, I love it so bad. Okay, I love this deck. It says, in ancient legends, it is said that miracles take place under trees because of the sacred, the sacred Fibonacci sequence, which appears in all of nature, is a dimensional portal which your angels sing through, purifying anything around them. We see a heart, a liver, intestines, and a brain. Each plant is said to have a divine blueprint that corresponds to a human organ and is believed to heal and realign the organ on a fifth dimensional level. So Spirit's really encouraging you to work with the rose quartz, okay, my Sagittarius. And this is the new thought pattern that you need to be taking with you into 2026. We're no longer having the beliefs that I can't ask for what I want, that I can't ask for too much, that there is such thing as asking for too much, okay? Instead, this is the thought pattern. I allow love to flow from my heart space with comfort and unconditional love. That's so funny. There's no ending to this sentence, and the next page just says unconditional love. So that's what we're going to take it as. I allow love to flow from my heart space with comfort and unconditional love. I really like that for you, okay, my Sagittarius. I do feel like Spirit's telling you in 2026, babe, obviously you need to be connecting more with nature, connecting more with source. 2026 is your year to understand source is not apart from you. It is you. It is within you. It is without you. Source is everything, and you are source. Does this make sense? Like, this law of oneness is something you really are going to be getting into in the year of 2026. Something that you should be getting into in the year of 2026 to really solidify your ability to manifest what you're looking for. Give it time, okay? Don't rush it. Just because I'm saying it and I'm adamant on it doesn't mean 2026 is going to hit January 1st and you're like, okay, I need to make sure that I'm on this and this and this, right? It's not about how well you do it. It's about consistency. So every day, yes, Sagittarius, every day, say a prayer. Write a letter to the universe. Make sure you are, if you can, make sure you're going out in nature, communicating with nature. Touch the grass, touch the trees, okay? If you're not too scared, communicate with and touch some insects. And when I say communicate, I'm not saying you have to go outside and talk to a tree looking crazy, okay? If you want to, that's your prerogative, I would. But Spirit's telling you, you can communicate through various different ways because you are the thing you are communicating to. So all you have to do is set a vibration and you will get a response, okay? Hopefully this is making sense. And Spirit's saying you're going to learn more and more about this as you dive more and more into this law of oneness and what it means for you and how it can change how your life looks once you start to live with this law of oneness in mind. Okay. Oh, look at that. So we have get a reading. So Spirit's definitely telling you in 2026, when you feel like you need help, get the help. A closed mouth does not get fed, Sagittarius. If you are trying to communicate with your spirit guides and spirit team and there are complications, there are things that are unclear, there are things that you don't understand, come get a reading, okay? YouTube readings are free. You can get paid readings. You can get some from my website or go on TikTok, Etsy. Literally everywhere you can find someone who's willing to help, okay? Whether it's a tarot reading, palmistry, charms, whatever it is, whatever you feel called to. But when those things get difficult, when it starts to get iffy, you need to be confident, asking for help. And sometimes it's easier to do that through divination, through a reading, through someone else, rather than you confusing yourself even more. Okay, my Sagittarius? Okay, I think that's all that I have for you. Plants in nature are going to be super, super special and super significant for you. So spend as much time as you can in nature, moving into 2026 and of course in 2026 as well. Okay. I love you guys. I appreciate you. If you're looking to book a reading with me, you can do that through the website in my description or in my bio. And if not, I always appreciate you. Love to have you here. And I will see you right here on my next video. Bye. Hello to my Libras. Welcome or welcome back. Let's go ahead and get the tea. Let's see what it is you need to be leaving behind in 2025, leaving it right where it's at right now. And what do you need to be tapping into in 2026 and moving into 2026 in order to get this fresh start that you're looking for. Okay, I pulled some cards out already. I have not looked at them. So let's go ahead and discover what we have together. Okay, we have you are not your situation. And we have it's okay to start the fuck over if you have to. Okay, I love that. So already what I'm getting here in 2025, you felt like you were your situation. You felt like, you know, I'm hearing nothing to show. You felt like you had nothing to show for how hard you worked. You felt like you couldn't separate the negative things that were going on in your life from where you want to be, what you see your future as, and the hopeful feelings that you have, right? And Spirit's telling you in 2025, you didn't want to start over. You kept fighting and pushing through the negativity, through the behaviors. But maybe it's time for that to change, okay? It says, one of the keys to becoming spiritual AF is to define who you are by something deeper inside yourself and further outside yourself than the world can touch. You are someone, even if you're not your financial situation, your job, your relationships, or even your body. Find out who that person is, and you'll be unfuckwittable. Hint, you'll probably have to do some soul searching. Okay, that is the name of the game. You lost yourself a little bit here in 2025. You lost that deep connection with yourself, or maybe you didn't have one, okay? Okay, let's see what this second card says. It's okay to start the fuck over if you have to, all right? Did you fuck up? Start over. Did things fall apart? Start over. Every day isn't a new beginning. Every moment is. Deep AF, I know, right? Quit holding on to the old mistakes and shit. Just start the fuck over. My Libras, stop holding on to the past. You are not your situation. You want to know some funny shit? You're not even your current situation. You are not even a vibrational representation of where you are in life right now. That's the old. Stop, look around you right now. All of that is old energy. All of that is old manifestations. Okay, so you looking around going, I'm not changing because the things around you are not changing is not valid. Okay, and guess what? If you don't like where you are, you have the ability to change that. Not just the ability, not just the capability, but you have the choice. You have the option at all times in every moment to say, you know what? I'm not fucking with this. Scrap it, start over. Okay, we have they'll be back. Expect to hear from them soon. Uh-oh. Now, let me tell you why I said uh-oh. I feel like we're talking a lot about the past. I feel like we're talking a lot about how we're not letting the past fuck with us anymore. We're not letting the past stick around longer than it should. And now we have they'll be back. So please understand, you will run into some type of test, some type of temptation here when it comes to either an ex or somebody or something from the past, an old habit. There's going to be something from the past that has time and time again hindered you and kept you stuck that will be coming back around. And the universe wants to see you look at this shit in the face and say, you know what? Nah, no, not handling it, not dealing with it, not putting up with it, not settling for it. I want better. Okay, that's what Spirit is waiting for you. waiting for from you. We have equalizer, highest self. Look, like literally in 2026, Spirit wants you to tap into the power, tap into the energy of your higher self, literally. Yeah, you've been working, operating from your shadow side, which is not always negative, but when you have no true connection and knowledge about your shadow side, and there's no integration there, that's where we find difficulties, okay? So let's go ahead into this equalizer card and see what the book says for you, okay? Let's make sure I'm on the right page. All right. So we'll take a good look at the card first. I think these are some of the most beautifully designed cards that I own. Definitely very vibrant, very beautiful. Okay, and this is what it says for you, my love. When we hear this, well, higher self. When we hear this, we think focus, center, direct. And this is what the equalizer brings to your life. We see a glistening, milky, honey-looking drip similar to honey. As bees work together to make the precious honey, we know it is all for the queen. We see the honeycomb pattern deep within the card and what looks like a vortex in the center. This card is an alert to get focused. It's time to stop manifesting and start taking action on your manifestations. You already have everything you need, Libra, and you know that this will pass. Some cultures believe our higher selves give the lessons we will have in life once we inhibit our human form. This is so that we can evolve our consciousness back to the 7th dimensional realm where it resides. When this card appears for you, it is time to take one to the face, and that may mean a hard truth or loving accountability. Plant spirit is chamomile for when you need those relaxing moments. God damn, that card just hits so hard. I mean, what else can I say? It's time for you to look in the mirror and be like, you are resilient as fuck. You have been through hell and back. It's time to stand the fuck up. It's time to stand the fuck up and get what you want and deserve, okay? That's what Spirit's wanting for you for 2026. And they're waiting for you. Spirit's waiting for your movement. You're not waiting on Source. You're not waiting on Spirit. You never were, okay? We have received, oh my gosh, like literally, what the heck? It says, you are being asked to be open to receiving universal gifts. These could come in the form of love, money, compliments, healing energy, and universal wisdom. Know that you're worthy of these gifts and open up to them. Spirit wants you to open your mind, open your heart, open your expectations to something more, something bigger, something better. You are not your past, and you are not even your current situation. But what you are is the thought that you're having in that moment. So if you can control your thought in the moment, as many moments in the day as you can, suddenly you are living consciously, you are living intentionally. You're not just going along with the flow of the energy. Okay, that's done for you. Going along with what life is throwing, that's over. Okay, my love. So, my Libras, you got this. I know you got this. You got some good energy here, and you got some good energy coming towards you for 2026. If you want that fresh start, this is what you got to do, my love, okay? I appreciate you. If you're looking for one-on-one personal guidance, you can do that through the link in my bio or the link in my description. And I thought I just heard something downstairs. That was weird. And you can also, of course, visit back here on my YouTube channel, any place, anytime, and get a reading here. I love you, and I can't wait to see you again. Bye. Hello, my loves. Welcome back. My Aquarius. My Aquarius loves, my Aquarius babies. We're going to go ahead and get into the tea. What is it you need to leave behind in 2025? What is it that you are doing in 2025 that Spirit is saying no more? Okay, you cannot take that with you. And what is it that you need to tap into? What energy do you need to tap into in right now at the end of 2025 or in 2026, whenever you're watching this, in order to have this fresh start that you're looking for. All right. So the first card we have out here says, drink water and mind your own fucking business. So somebody in 2025 had a hard time with boundaries. Okay. Oop. Enough said. Okay, you better tell them. Somebody had a hard time with boundaries is what I'm getting. And by somebody, I mean you. More than likely it was you, my Aquarius. You had a hard time not just setting boundaries, but sticking to those boundaries, enforcing those boundaries, and maybe even listening to other people's boundaries. Maybe you find yourself being a type of person who wants to help, who wants to make sure everybody's doing okay, doing well, but at your own demise. You know what I mean? Spirit's telling you, sure, you can say that you're a good friend. Sure, you can say you show up for people, but what can you be proud to say you've received back? Okay, Spirit wants you to drink water and mind your own fucking business. Okay, and for some of you here, I have some Aquariuses in the group that 2025 may have been the opposite for you. You may have been all about your own business. You may have been paying no attention to other people and giving no recognition to other people, not really seeing other people as a part of your plans or your life, really. Let's see, what else do we have coming out? Yeah, give it time. Either way, Spirit's telling you, slowly but surely, this energy is shifting, okay? And as you move further through 2026, you're wanting to make sure that you take your time. Take your time making sure this is something you instill in you. This is not just something they're asking you to do for the week or for the month. They're asking you to do this from now on. Drink water and mind your own fucking business. If you're looking for this fresh start, if you really want to manifest this newness, and I know you do, my Aquarius, you're going to have to know when it's time to mind your business and know when it's time to share. Know when it's time to ask questions and know when it's time to say, you know what? I don't really mind. I don't need to know anymore. You know what I mean? And again, this is that, you know, that's easier when you have a good approach to setting boundaries and things like that. Okay. So let's go ahead and see what it is that they want you to replace this energy with. Okay. They don't want you all up in everybody's business. Definitely don't want you isolated, but don't want you all nosy, gossiping, trying to overly help other people. None of that. What are we replacing this energy with? What are we tapping into to get this fresh start for my Aquariuses in 2026? Oh, ego death. Yes, literally makes so much sense. Gogoro. Okay, Gogoro. Let's see. So Spirit's telling you in 2026, I almost want to say this is going to happen anyway, but I cannot guarantee that actually with this energy. So it could. This ego death could be something that happens, you know, whether you want it to or not, whether you catalyze it or not. But Spirit really wants you to step into this ego death. They want you to take a step in this direction and invite this ego death in. This is not something you should be afraid of. This is not something you should be nervous about. I mean, you know, you can feel however you want to feel, but it's not something you have to or should be upset or scared of. Okay. So let's go into the book and see what it says. It says, sudden changes occur in our everyday life and result in our awakening to another level of self. Okay, exactly. Gogoro brings the change you feared in Eton, which is another card. Gogoro reminds us that handling problems from a grounded perspective will always yield better results than charging in a reckless manner, which could have dire consequences. Obelisks are placed on ley lines to harness the energy like lightning rods. Harness that energy when Gogoro appears, and remember that change is the only constant. The universe will send you a wake-up call if you are not fulfilling what your higher self came here to do. And I'm sorry to say, my Aquariuses in 2025, you are not doing what Spirit calls you to do. You had your great times, okay? You had your moments where they really patted you on the back in 2025. Yes, definitely, okay? I'm not saying that it was a loss for you and you did all the bad, and no, not at all. But there are a lot of moments where Spirit wanted you to step up. Spirit wanted you to wake up. Spirit wanted you to act, and you did not, because you're too focused and too worried about someone else's energy. You have to prioritize yourself, okay? Know when it's time to focus on you, and know when it's time to focus on other. It says, we can get lost in the material and become stuck, and then life gives us an experience for freedom. When Gogoro arrives, it is time to relinquish the old habits, thoughts, and programs that keep you prisoner to your ivory tower. View something from a different perspective, confirmation, and allow for the full transmutation. If Gogoro appears in the spread for you, it's time to consider the following. Are you listening, my Aquarius? Am I ready to have my plans turned upside down without a warning? Are you ready? Are you ready, my Aquarius? Because Spirit's telling you this ego death is not only something that's healthy for you and necessary for you, but you need this to reach the next parts of your spiritual journey. You know what I mean? Like, this is not an ego death that are any of them optional, but this is not an ego death that is optional for you. This is something that needs to happen, that will happen. However, it's up to you when it does happen. Okay. For some of you, it may just happen due to a string of events, but most of you, my Aquarius, you're going to have to put your foot in and put your foot down and invite this energy to come and start. Okay. Because if you want this fresh start, you're not going to get it being the same person you were in 2025. You're not going to get it being the same unhealthy person you were. You're not going to get it being the same overly giving or overly nosy or always gossiping person that you were. You need to focus on yourself and take time focusing on yourself. Okay. Last but not least, literally, what the fuck? Thank you, Spirit. I love when this happens. Literally, what is the reading about? Yeah, this is so funny. I don't even think I remember there's a fresh start card in this deck, but it says you are being given the opportunity to begin again. Allow yourself to embrace this new life and open up fully to this gift that you have been given. I mean, quite literally, confirmation. Spirit's telling you, if you want the fresh start, get out there and get the fresh start. This is such a funny message, because I feel like you came here expecting them to say, like, okay, this is step 1, step 2. This is what you need to do to make sure you're getting your fresh start. No, babe, you just need to get the fuck out there. You just need to take the first step forward and then don't stop. All right. That is what Spirit is needing from you. Understand that it's going to take time. Everything happens in divine timing. So let things happen as they do, but you need to make sure you are putting in your effort. You need to make sure you put that first step forward so Spirit can continue to give you energy to move. Okay, my love. Thank you so much for joining me. Okay, this message definitely felt like a little bit of a passionate message compared to the other ones, but I know this found you in divine timing, and I know this fresh start is going to be something that, yes, you need, you want, but something you deserve. Okay, my Aquarius. So go out there and get it. Go grab it. I love you. I appreciate you. If you're looking for further guidance, further clarity, you can get that through the link in my bio. Okay, you can go straight to my official website. And as always, if you're like, nah, girl, I'll just wait for the next upload, I cannot wait to see you right back here on my YouTube channel. Bye. Hello to my Geminis. Welcome or welcome back. We're going to go ahead and dive right into the reading. Okay, we're going to start first with a card that's going to tell us what you need to leave behind, what needs to be left in 2025 in order for you to have this fresh start that you're looking for in 2026. Okay. It says the world does not owe you anything. Okay. The world doesn't owe you anything, my Geminis. It says acting like the world owes you something keeps you in a mentality of scarcity. Here's the hard truth. The universe never borrowed anything from you. All of the gifts she's giving you so far have been gifts. If you treat everything in your life like that, if you treat everything in your life like that, you'll be a lot happier. Unless you're a dick, then you'll just be grumpy. It's your choice, boo-boo. Listen, boo-boo, my Geminis, the world doesn't owe you anything, and that is a tough lesson you are learning in 2025, okay? Spirit's telling you the scarcity mentality needs to be left in 2025, okay? Yeah, there's this feeling of expecting the best, there's this feeling of having high standards and wanting the best for yourself and wanting, knowing you deserve a certain level when you're receiving things. However, there's something lacking in your approach. There's something lacking possibly in your effort, or that was lacking in 2025. There's something lacking in your mentality, okay? One of these is true for you. And Spirit's telling you this has had a big effect on, yes, your mentality, yes, your approach, yes, your finances, yes, your connections and your relationships. When you're approaching everything from a mindset of, I need, you owe me, what about this? There is no way to really have this feeling of settledness and confidence and knowing, you know what I mean? You're always searching and needing something, okay? At least this was true for 2025. And Spirit's saying, yeah, babe, that's done. That's over. Okay, my Geminis. So let's see. Fire sign. So you could have fire dominant in your chart. But if you do not, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, this is definitely confirmation. There's an Aries, Leo, Sagittarius that needs to be left behind in 2025. This person puts you in a scarcity mindset or encourages this scarcity mindset, possibly because this is the mindset that they live from on their own, okay? Whether they know better or not, Spirit's telling you, you know better. Okay, the world doesn't owe you anything, Gemini. Stop acting like it. Stop walking around with an attitude. Stop walking around upset that you don't have this and this and this. Everybody is out here making moves to get the things that they have now. Everything that you have now, you have already manifested. That's old news. If you're wanting more, if you're wanting bigger and better for yourself, you've got to change what you're doing right now. Okay, not planning future changes. Okay. Change what you're doing now. Okay, we have Nana Burku. I hope I pronounced that correctly. Now, this is telling us the energy that you need to tap into. A lot of purple with your energy. I love that. Purple is a very royal color. It's a very dominating color. So, I don't know. That could be confirmation. But essence is what this card represents. Okay, so you could have a mother figure in your life that's very powerful. Or you could have a deity in your life that carries this motherly energy. Again, that's very, very powerful. Okay. So let's go ahead into the book and see what this Orisha has to say to you today. All right, let's see. It says, swirls of purple grace the middle of this card and form into a massive gown worn by Nana Burku. She is the grandmother keeper of the Orishas, of the Orisha oracles for the Fawn people of Africa. She is revered as the most influential deity in Western Africa's theology. Her dress resembles a giant ball gown akin to Cinderella's, and she is believed to have given birth to the moon spirit Mawu, who we see in the upper right corner of the card. The sun spirit Lisa, who also appears on the other side, is also a child of Nana Burku. Nana Burku is the original creator of Mawu. Lisa is the secondary. The large adornment of cowrie shells cover the goddess's neck and her headscarf. Her skin is leathery to show her age as the oldest Orisha. In her hands is a sacred knife made out of bamboo, and in the other, a terracotta pot holds the secrets that your soul has kept. When this card appears to you, it is time to remember that your essence is here long before your physical being. I feel like, yeah, let's keep going. If you are having issues with your maternal aspects, Nana Burku comes forward to help with these issues. So there's a couple things that I'm picking up here, okay? Number one, Spirit's definitely confirming for you. That's, Spirit's definitely confirming for some people here. In 2026, expect to be a mother, expect to be a grandmother. In 2026, expect to have people that you're caring for, that you're caretaking, that you're putting a lot of nurturing into. All right, that's definitely coming up here. Another thing that was very interesting that came out in this card, hold on, let's see. It's time for you to remember that your essence is here long before your physical being. I feel like I read something else. Sorry, you guys. I'm just trying to make sure I have everything right here. I feel like I'm channeling something here. Okay, let's just continue. Yeah, Spirit's definitely telling you, for my Geminis, you need to understand, okay? You are part of this source essence that you are looking to for answers and advice and whatnot. Okay, so if the universe did owe you anything, you are the universe. So you are asking you to show up and give you something. Okay, Spirit's definitely telling you, my Geminis, you are not bigger than the program. Okay, that's the best way I can put it. Okay, and I know that's probably not the nicest way I could have said it, but you are not bigger than the program. So make sure that you are a part of this program. Stay aware. Okay, stay spiritually. I want to say hydrated. What's the word? Keep up with your spiritual hygiene. That's very, very important moving into 2026. The universe has never borrowed anything from you, Gemini. So don't walk around acting like it. Don't walk around like you're waiting for your handout, okay? Remember that you are the essence that you are speaking to. So if you're looking for something, if you're wanting something, if you're desiring something, it's not about asking and waiting with your handout. It's about asking and actively, consciously, even at times intuitively, picking up the answers so you can make some moves, okay? Last card we have last card we have for you is Have Faith, okay? It says, remove the doubts and questions. You are ready to step into your blessings and claim what is already yours. Exactly. That's another thing, okay, about you being the essence, about you not being bigger than the program, but being a part of this program is this. What you are desiring, what you are asking for already exists. It already is. You don't have to wait with your hand out and be disappointed when nothing's put in there because it already is. You're not waiting for someone to do this. You're waiting for time. You're waiting for time in the manifestation to cross. Okay. You're not waiting for, can you make it please and give it to me? Okay. That's not what we're doing. We are saying, I know this is meant for me. I know I'm going to get this and this and this and this because one, I desire it, and two, I wouldn't desire it if I couldn't get it. So I'm going to align myself with this energy, not so that I just close my eyes and pop something and something pops up for me, right? But I'm going to move myself, get some movement going, get the momentum going. I'm going to move myself and align myself with this thing that's coming towards me. Hopefully that makes sense, okay? All right, my Geminis, that is what I have for you. Wear the color purple for the next, week or two. Tap into this very powerful energy, okay? That will help you remind yourself that, yes, you have power. Yes, you can feel confident, but you don't have to feel pressured or have this sense of entitlement that then leads to this even deeper sense of disappointment, okay? I love you. I appreciate you. If you're looking for even more guidance, even more clarification, if you're looking for advice just for you, you can do that through the link in my bio or my description. You can go straight to my website and book with me there, okay? And as always, you can, of course, come back to my YouTube channel and get messages here anytime. All right, you guys. I love you. Can't wait to see you in the next one. Hello to my beautiful Tauruses. Welcome or welcome back to my channel. We are going to go ahead and get into the tea. Let's go ahead and see first, what is it that you need to leave behind, honey? What is it that we're leaving in 2026? What is it that we are no longer doing? We are not bringing with us into the new year, into the next year. And it's green. It gives me Taurus vibes. Let's see. It says, if you ask the universe for signs.
Get that. Could you try again?
Oh, wow. So Siri could be significant, could be confirmation for you. If you ask the universe for signs, believe what shows up. Now, this is something that makes sense for a Taurus because Tauruses are known to be quite stubborn. So Spirit's saying, if you ask a question, you get the answer, accept the fucking answer. Okay, seriously. Don't go asking a tarot deck about that lover you're pretty sure you should leave, and then pull the leave their ass card, and then pretend you don't know what it's saying. That, sweetheart, is a recipe for some cosmic ass kicking. 2025 has been rough for you, huh, Taurus? The universe is loving AF, but it created the tough love game. If you ask for direction and don't listen, she's gonna rain signs on you till you do. Bonus sign. If you pull this card asking if you should learn to twerk, you totally should. I love that. So a little humor there at the end, which I always love with those cards. But Spirit's telling you in 2025, you did a lot of denying. I'm going to ask a question to Spirit, get the answer, and deny. I'm going to ask a question to Spirit, look around for the answer, and act like I don't see one. I'm going to call on Spirit and act like I didn't get anything. Spirit's saying, there has been time after time in 2025 where you are asking for signs and symbols, and unfortunately you did not take what they were saying. Either you didn't take it seriously, maybe you, I don't know why you didn't listen. You know why you didn't listen. I don't know why. But what I do know, okay, my Taurus loves, in 2026, that needs to be cut all the way the fuck out, okay? We have communicate, compromise, forgive, and work it out. Spirit's saying, especially if this involves another person, now is the time for communication, okay? But even if this does not involve another person, another party, Spirit's telling you, if you're, if you're curious, ask, okay? Even, if you're curious, ask. Okay, my Taurus. I feel like this is a common thing that I've gotten through the readings today. A couple signs have gotten. A closed mouth does not get fed, my Taurus. So when you're asking for something and you're receiving something, take that, okay? Because Spirit definitely can play the tough love game, which you know very well, you've experienced, and they can say, okay, you ask, we say, we tell the answers. I'm not telling your ass anymore. You're gonna have to take what we've already given you and make something out of that, because you're not listening each and every time. Not literally, but a lot of the time in 2025, you did not listen to the universe's calls and advice and signs and symbols. Okay. Ooh. Oh my gosh. We have cloud meditation. Look up. I feel like that's literally telling you to look up to the sky, look up to source, look up and out and look for those signs and symbols. Okay. And listen to them. It's not just about finding them and seeing them. It's not just about, Spirit, please send me signs. And then you see angel numbers all day and you're like, oh, that's cool. Well, anyways, you know what I mean? It's about seeing the signs and symbols, asking for them. You don't realize how much of a blessing it is to ask for signs and symbols and receive them and understand them and process them. That is a blessing, my Taurus. So you taking advantage of this blessing and then not acting, not using any of the advice that Spirit's giving you, they will snatch that shit away. I'm sorry to say it, and I'm sorry to say it like this, but I need to get this message to you in a way where you will be like, okay, maybe this is important. Okay, maybe this is important. So let's go ahead and see what energy you need to be tapping into instead, what energy you need to be tuning into for 2026, okay? It says, look up. Your affirmation is, I am strong and healthy thanks to physical movement. I was just talking about movement. Okay. Your judgment is getting clouded by greed and overindulgence. That is so Taurus. I'm so sorry. That it really is. The cloud meditation asks you to find the deep inner child who used to find shapes in the clouds and nourish them. Spend time looking up at the sky. Take in the wealth that is available to pour down on the crops you've planted and grow the seeds of abundance. Wealth is not the only material. It is the love, compassion, freedom, and joy that bring alignment and flow. When the cloud meditation comes to you, you are asked to let go and believe in the winds. Believe the winds will carry your seeds of hope to favorable ground. Yeah, I'm also getting a lot of you ask spirit, like, when is this happening? When is this coming in? When? And then you're not listening. You're not trusting in that information that you're being given. I'm hearing, okay, Taurus, you've been through some difficult things, whether it's been this year or not. You have been through a lot of difficult things, but Spirit's telling you, you don't want to hold yourself back. And that's what you've been doing. Okay, that's what you've been doing. Take time to stare at the clouds and let yourself receive. I feel like a version of you is almost being locked away, hidden. Like, it's time for you to let your full self out. Let that inner child out. Let your imagination come out to play. So you can be open and receptive in a good way. Excuse me, one moment. Okay. Okay, I'm back. So sorry for the slight interruption. Okay. Okay. Go outside, lie down, and look up at the sky for at least 11 minutes in a space where you can focus undisturbed. Notice how it changes and what emotions, thoughts, and downloads arise for you. Don't rush to journal your thoughts. Simply let them drift by like clouds. Okay. Taurus. Make sure in 2026, you are approaching this year with a fresh mindset in order for this fresh start to happen. Okay, we have read. The more you read, the more you'll learn. Okay, if there's anything you're curious about, if there's anything you want to know, ask. Research. Okay, do the research. Spirit's telling you. And also, I'm hearing read into the signs. So when you see signs and symbols, again, it's not just about receiving the sign and the symbol, even though that's amazing, but you have to digest it and understand, okay, I saw a spider today on my window where I usually see nothing. What does that mean? What does that mean for me? Okay. And then we have 30-day challenges. Force yourself to do something new for 30 days to form a new habit. So this is the perfect time to start a 30-day challenge. And Spirit's definitely giving me a couple ideas here. So my Taurus, this could be meditation for you. This could be watching where you are overindulging, whether it's overeating, maybe it's sleeping too much, maybe it's over exercising for some of you. There's something that you're overindulging in. This could be your 30-day challenge, cutting back, with moderation. Maybe, what's the word I'm looking for? Maybe consistent communication is going to be your 30-day challenge. So reaching out to people who, always are saying that they haven't heard from you, they haven't heard back from you. Reaching out to people who you're wanting to compromise with, forgive, work things out. You know what I mean? You need to be making sure that you're putting your first foot forward and your best foot forward in making these changes for yourself. Okay, my Taurus, you can be stubborn. Okay, sometimes you can ask a question and not want to hear the answer, but that's the version of you that stays stuck and stays stagnant and doesn't get the things that they desire when they desire them. And if you don't want to be stuck, you don't want to be stuck in that energy, this is what you need to do. Okay. All right, you guys, I love you. I appreciate you. I cannot wait to see you either in a private booking with me, which you can do through my official website in my link tree below, or as always, you can come visit me right back here on my YouTube channel. All right, you guys, can't wait to see you later. Bye. Hello to my Virgo babies. Welcome back. We're going to dive right into the tea, girl. Let's figure out, firstly, what is it that you need to leave behind? What is it that you need to leave in 2025, honey? Do not carry that energy with you in 2026. We have call bullshit on your bullshit. Uh-oh, my Virgos. Virgos are known for being quite critical, okay? I'm already hearing, like, don't judge other people harder than you're going to judge yourself. And don't judge yourself that damn hard, okay? But it says, want to get out of a rut? The first step is to get tired of the bullshit. Your bullshit, their bullshit, the world's bullshit. Spend today honing your sense of deja vu. Once you can spot the old shit, you can start to stop that old shit. So in 2025, you have a lot of moments where you could identify the frustration. You could identify the negatives, the things that aren't going well, the things that need to be changed. But you don't know, or you just were in denial about calling bullshit on you and the things that you were adding into the situation, the reasons that you were maybe encouraging certain things or enabling certain things. Maybe you weren't being open enough to certain things, so certain things weren't flowing into you. 2025, you had a hard time looking in the fucking mirror and being real. So in 2026, my love, my Virgos, patience, okay? You need to have more patience with yourself. It's just a few more months. Good things come to those who wait. Good things come to those who wait. Spirit saying you are, it's not like 2025 you were doing no work on yourself, okay? That's not what I'm saying at all. But when it comes to this, when it comes to you feeling overwhelmed, you getting stuck in these ruts, you feeling so down and out because of all the BS that's going on around you, you lack power when you let power, what am I trying to say? You lack power when you give the things outside of you all of the power. You understand what I'm saying here, my Virgo? So, oh, look at this. Uwa Alhana. Okay, I think I said that correctly. The card of the beyond. Okay, it says beyond. We're going to get into this in a second, but I really do feel like, in 2025, there was a lot of sticky situations that you went through, and there's a lot of things that you went through that were unideal. There was a lot of things you were very upset about. There's a lot of things that could have been fixed and critiqued and changed. We know this. But where could you have stepped up, or where could you have stepped back? Okay, that is the question that they're asking you here. Okay, so that's definitely something we're leaving in 2025, and we're shifting, we're changing for 2026 for you, my Virgo. Let's go ahead into the book and see what it says. We're going to give you a good look at this card one more time because it's gorgeous. Okay. Let's see what it says, my love. A mother wraps her arms around her son as her wings envelop him. Uwa Alhana is the fairy godmother of spirits and brings a message of protection. You are always loved, guided, and protected when she appears. She has seen the struggles of life and chosen them for her past so she can better serve the world. Around her feet, and that's another reminder that, you know, a lot of the lessons and the difficulties, the challenges, the obstacles that we face, we've chosen this. We've chosen this path consciously and unconsciously, okay? In the moment and beyond that moment, okay? So remind yourself that this is all in divine timing, okay? You're going through the process exactly how you're meant to, but you can make it a harder process for yourself, and that's what you've done 2025, okay? It says, around her feet are elements of her medicine bag: a crow feather, a hawk's tail feather, tarot cards, a hand drum, a spider, an earwig and a vial, antique keys, and tea leaves. She reminds you that it's not always love and light, sunshine and rainbows, and cute baby kittens. The elements of life are real, and they are not one-sided. Uwa Ahana teaches us that when death knocks on our door, we cannot control who stays and who goes. We can live right now and know that nothing lasts forever, so you might as well enjoy it while you can. If you have someone who's transitioned to non-physical, this card is a sign that they are with you. Oh, so okay. For some of you, this is obviously very clearly acknowledging someone who's passed. And since they're passing, you may have had a very hard time facing your emotions and unpacking that shadow side of self because of how deep those emotions run and how intense they can feel and how intense they are. But for some of you here, I'm hearing in the next couple of months, please do not be afraid. You are very aware if this person will pass, but someone will be passing on, transitioning on, or someone will be birthed into the family. That is a possibility as well. So I'm sure you're going to know which one it is because this is just a few months. This is not sudden passing. This is not, I'm not channeling a dangerous, wild passing. This is something like someone's sick or very, very, old. And this is something that's, known. Okay, so do not be afraid. Okay, do not be afraid. Let's go ahead and get into your very last card, my love. My Virgos, learn to call bullshit on your bullshit this year and learn how to trust in spirit and have faith that those who have passed on, your ancestors and those beyond, have your highest good and best interest at heart. You know what I mean? And when you can't trust that the people around you do, or maybe sometimes you can't trust that you're doing what's best for you. Maybe sometimes you don't know if you're doing what's best for you. That's when you have patience with yourself, my Virgo, and you try to talk to your spiritual guide, spiritual team. Speak to the beyond, okay? Your last card that we have coming out here for you is celebration. I love this. Good times come from hard work, time spent in good company. Yeah, you're going to have some very good company here in 2026. Spirit's wanting you to this year really keep in mind you have love and support from various sources, but when you see bullshit, everything starts to stink. You know what I mean? Once you get that first whiff, it's like it doesn't get out of your nose. Okay, and Spirit's saying have patience. Trust that, again, there are people working with you in the ethers. There are people working with you in the spiritual realm for a plethora of reasons. But number one, to protect you and to support you. Okay, you are protected. You are safe. And now it's just time to claim that energy and feel that way. Okay, my Virgo? I love you. I support you. Thank you so much for watching. If you want a private reading with me, you can always book with me through one place, and that is my official website. If you guys are like, nah, girl, don't need anything more, this told me everything I needed to know, then I am so, so grateful for that. And I cannot wait to see you right back here on my YouTube channel. Okay, bye, you guys. Hello to my Capricorns. Welcome back. First things first, we're going to be real nice and structured with this reading. We're going to lay everything out first. We're going to go ahead and, of course, start with the tea. Start with the juiciest part, which is what is it that you need to leave behind in 2025? Okay, and it says integrity is the new black. Okay. I love that. This makes sense for Capricorn to me in my mind. Okay. Let's see. It says, integrity means having your actions match your values. Most of the time, integrity takes a lot of not doing stuff. Not smacking people, not yelling at people, not talking shit, not stealing stuff, not lying, not littering, and not eating your roommate's last gluten-free, soy-free vegan pizza roll. When the temptation is strong to do the bad thing, sometimes it helps to write down the good things. Sometimes it helps to write down the good thing and put it in your back pocket. It's hard to justify smacking someone when you have your ass pressed up when you have your ass pressed up against the word compassion, okay? Now, first of all, that was funny to me, if you can tell. But my Capricorns, this is definitely calling you out. 2025, you had a lot of moments that were full of the opposite of what this card is saying. You had a lot of moments that were full of talking shit. You had a lot of moments that were full of arguments and full of frustration, full of not doing the right thing. You had moments where you slipped, you gave into temptation, you didn't do the right thing. You know what it looks like to work hard. You know what it looks like to stay disciplined. And I'm hearing maybe a part of you got burnt out. Maybe a part of you gave up in a sense and didn't know how to recoup, didn't know how to or what to do in that time. So you started to slip, okay? You started to go back into those old negative habits. We have moving, change of residence, moving in with your partner. So you could have recently moved, or in 2025, you could have had a very significant or important move. Okay, Spirit's telling me you likely will be moving again in 2026 because this move that you recently had is not the move for you. Okay, wherever you are, whatever environment you are in, is giving a little bit of toxic vibes. Okay, for some of you, the word toxic may not stick, may not resonate, but for a lot of you here, I am feeling it's a very argumentative energy. It's a very passive aggressive energy, if not simply aggressive energy. Whatever environment you are in is not one that is easy to build integrity in. It's like growing up in a neighborhood where everybody steals from everybody, and you try to grow up being the one person who says that's not cool, that's not right, don't touch other people's stuff, and all your shit's always getting stolen, but you don't touch anybody else's shit. Like that's how it feels. Okay. So for 2026, my love, let's go ahead and see what is the energy that you need to tap into in order to get this fresh start that you're looking for. Okay. Pisces could be significant. That's something I picked up. I feel like I picked up something else earlier. Look at that. We have Oshun, Justice. So Libra could also be significant. Libra, is represented by the Justice card in Tarot, and Oshun is the Orisha of Beauty. I believe there's maybe another one. I can't remember at this time, but she's the Orisha of Beauty and all things that are aesthetically pleasing, and that is Libra vibes, Venus vibes, okay? So that could be significant, could be confirmation for you in some way. Now, Oshun coming out is very interesting because in 2026, they're really wanting you to tap into this energy of self-love, and what's another word I can say here? It's like they're almost telling you here, my Capricorn, to romanticize this integrity. Make this new way of living in integrity fit for you. Confirmation. Make it fit for you and make it look good for you. Make it feel good for you. Okay. Let's go ahead into the book and see what it says for you. Isn't this gorgeous, you guys? Let's take a second for the card. This gorgeous, gorgeous card. Hold on, let me. So pretty. Okay, let's go ahead and see what this card says. The suit begins with the power of the sword suit. Oh, that's why I picked up Libra vibes. Okay, Justice makes sense. Oshun rising out of the water in her bright yellow clothing with a sword of water piercing the sky. The ocean and the clouds seem to be connected and allow you to flow into a victorious alignment. Oshun brings the sword to you because it's time to stand up for justice. She rises effortlessly and reminds you that the strength of your ancestors is remembered in the water of your body. Oshun wears gold jewelry, brass bracelets, beads, mirrors, and elaborate fans, and every aspect of her card is shiny. Around her are the elements of music, dance, fertility, and prosperity. And in the background, a grove of trees signifies her throne. Spirit's definitely telling you, you need to do things that make you feel good. Enjoyment and joy, happiness is something that's possibly been lacking in 2025 for you. In 2026, you need to make that your priority. And if that takes not smacking people, if that takes not arguing with people, if that takes walking away from people, if that takes moving out of this environment, do what you have to do, Capricorn. Cut off what you have to cut off. Remove whatever you have to remove. Walk away from whatever or whoever it is you have to walk away from. Replace those things with positivity. Replace those things with, if it's gold jewelry, if it makes you feel beautiful, do that. If you don't feel like hanging out with people in this environment is good, but you love to hang out with people, go find a new environment. Go find a dance class. Go find a club in a different, in a different town to go to. Like, do what you need to do is what Spirit's saying, okay? I don't want to say at all costs, at any cost, because, not literally. We don't always really mean it that way. Be careful what you wish for type of vibes. But Spirit's definitely telling you, put your best foot forward and put that effort in, Capricorn. You know how to do it, okay? You just felt like it hasn't been worth it, or you just felt burnt out, like, okay, it hasn't gotten me anywhere yet. But Spirit's saying you have to continue to push forward. Okay, we have escape materialism. Interesting. Shift your focus away from material and develop a healthy inner world. So Spirit's definitely confirming for you. Yes, do whatever it takes, but don't forget the goal. The goal is this integrity. The goal is to change what is going on within you so the things outside of you feel better and are easier. Okay, so don't just think I'm gonna move houses and she said it's gonna be better. Okay, that's not what I'm saying. But targeting and fixing and working on those big areas or those specific things that are influencing the way that you walk, talk, think, and behave are extremely important. Your environment and the people around you make up 80 to 85% of who you are and how you live. You know what I mean? Like, really, really look around. Start to escape this materialism. Remove those things that are material and ask yourself, okay, now what's left of me? Now what do I value? You know what I mean? Now who am I? Now what do people see me as? What do people see me for? Now how do I view others? Like, look at it from that way. Okay, my Capricorn, you're very intelligent. You've got a strong mind. You know how to put in the effort. You know how to put in the work. So do it. Do it. Okay, my Capricorn, I love you. I appreciate you. I feel like we kind of sped through your reading. Like, it was very facts on facts on facts to get it done. Now go out there and do what you got to do. Okay, my Capricorn, I love you. I appreciate you. If you ever want a private booking with me for more details, more clarity, next steps, advice, whatever it is for you, maybe you just have a yes or no question. You can use it for whatever you want. You can do that through one place and one place only, and that is my official website in my link tree down below, okay? And if not, I'm always thrilled to see you right back here on my YouTube channel. All right, you guys, I appreciate you, and I'll see you later. Bye. Hello to my Scorpio friends. Welcome back. Let's go ahead and lay out the cards that we've pulled for you. I haven't really looked at them quite yet. Ooh. So we're going to discover them together. One thing that's interesting with Scorpio energy is this energy of transformation, right? You are no stranger, my Scorpios, to transformation. You are no stranger to dramatic changes, intense changes. In fact, you may even be comfortable with things changing versus you know, having the same scenarios, sticking around the same thing forever. I say all that to say 2025 for you was definitely a transitional year, okay? There was a lot of things that were changing, not just to change, but to transition you into another phase of life, okay? You might have found yourself alone a lot of the time. You might have found yourself feeling very overwhelmed a lot of the time, feeling like there's too much on your plate, you know what I mean? Spirit's definitely been encouraging you now, and as you're moving further into 2026, they're encouraging you to start to declutter, okay? Declutter your life, okay? And it says it's okay to start the fuck over if you have to. Did you fuck up? Start over. Did things fall apart? Start over. Every day isn't a new beginning. Every moment is. Deep AF, I know, right? Quit holding on to old mistakes and shit. Just start the fuck over, okay, my Scorpio? Don't be afraid of doing what your sign naturally does. You know what I mean? Naturally, you are prone to change. Naturally, you are prone to shifts in dynamic and shifts in this life experience. So use it to your advantage. And that's something in 2025 you had a very hard time with, not only going through this transitional energy, but claiming it and saying, you know what, I can use this as a fresh start, versus being like, oh my God, it's ending for me over and over and over and over. But even though it's ending all the time, nothing's ever starting for you. You never get a fresh start. How does that make any sense? You know what I mean, my Scorpio? So with this manifest card, it says, tell the universe exactly what you want. So in addition, in 2025, to not necessarily, how can I say this? Why am I trying to be so nice? I feel like this card was so like snappy. I'm trying to be nice now. But yeah, Spirit's literally like, hey, quit holding on to the old shit and realize you at any moment right now, after you watch this video, as you watch this video, you could be like, you know what, this bitch is right. Like, let me get the fuck up. Let me change this and this and this. Let me throw this and this and this away. You can start when you start. Period, point blank. Okay. And this fresh start that you're looking for, I'm actually hearing this fresh start could have already started. Okay. But due to difficulties, mental difficulties, aka you holding yourself back, this fresh start has yet to start. And Spirit's saying 2026 is the time. Okay. Use this as a way to manifest, not as a way to seem defeated in any sense. Now you have the enchantment card coming out as a card that tells us what energy you should be tapping into for 2026. So this is a very fun energy, definitely. The card of enchantment. Okay. So we will look into the book. I'm definitely seeing 2026 is going to be a very social year for you. Okay, my Scorpio. So I know you like your privacy. I know you've, maybe in 2025 had a lot of alone time, but you're going to start to transition out of that. Okay. Again, a lot of transitions, a lot of changes, but it's not something that you're a stranger to. So don't act like it's something you're a stranger to. Okay. All right. In the book, it says celebration. The enchantment card encourages you to raise your glass. And in this glass are your plant spirit companions, transmuted into the water to deliver joy, dancing, and celebration. We know through the study of epigenetics that it's the environment that signals the gene and not the other way around. If our emotions are the end product of any experience in an environment, it is our emotions that turn that gene expression on and off. So, especially if you feel sad and this card has come to you, toast to you and yours. Baby, toast to your fresh start. Ooh, yes, girl, yes. Okay. Hold on, let me change my battery so it doesn't cut me off really quick. You won't even feel it. All right, we are back. Let's continue reading what it says about your card. It says, create a raised emotion, an elevated environment, and shift. Ask the plant spirit of cannabis to work with you through your beverages and allow her enchanting wisdom to be received. So I'm literally hearing, whenever you're watching this, especially if you're watching this pre-2026, if you're watching this in January as the year is starting up, this is the perfect time. Get your spirit cannabis friend, okay? Get assistance elevating into this higher level, and tell yourself, claim to yourself, affirm to yourself, I am manifesting this fresh start through this closing door, through this chaotic change. Because of this change, because of this transition, because of these changes, I now have the opportunity to manifest this and this and this. You know what I mean? celebrate yourself, celebrate your life, celebrate the experiences you have had and the experiences you are soon to have here, okay? Because yes, this is telling us in 2026 you'll have a lot to celebrate and a lot to look forward to. But Spirit's saying if you start to celebrate now, it will continue and you will be able to celebrate bigger and better things as the year moves on, okay? So getting into your last card, a piece of practical advice for you to tap into this energy to really get the fresh start that you're looking for. Release expectations, honey. Do not focus on the money aspect of your dreams. Abundance will come at the right time. Yeah, this is all about you recognizing your mental power, your energetic power, you realizing I'm the alchemist here. If I want to change something, I can. And it starts with me. It starts with my decision. Okay. Once you decide on something, you have no choice but to start to act. And when you start to act, the energy around you has no choice but to follow. Okay. Hopefully this makes sense for you, my Scorpio babies. I love you. I appreciate you. Okay. You have a lot of powerful energy, my Scorpio. You just have to know how to use it. Okay. And this is what Spirit's encouraging you to do, is use that energy. Okay. I love you. I appreciate you. If you are looking for one-on-one guidance, private bookings with me, you can do that through one place and one place only. And that is my official website, linked in my link tree. Or of course, you can always come right back here to my YouTube channel and get some free tarot and oracle messages. I cannot wait to see you again. And yeah, bye. Hello to my Pisces babies. Welcome or welcome back. We are going to go ahead and see what is it that you can do. How can you reach this fresh start that you're looking for in 2026? Or of course, whenever you're watching me. Okay, so let's go ahead and start with, ooh, you can't save your face and your ass at the same time, Pisces. Okay, this is a card that's going to detail to us the energy you need to leave in 2025, honey. The energy that needs to be dismantled, removed, cut off, whatever you want to call it, that cannot go with you into 2026 if you want this fresh start. We have, is there a secret you're keeping? Is ego keeping you from being honest about who you really are? Go ahead and admit where you fucked up. Seriously, we're all fuck ups in some way. Welcome to being human. You do you, baby. Yes, my Pisces. Spirit's telling you in 2025, you felt a lot of judgment. And there was a lot of self-criticism because you felt like, not even felt like, you knew you weren't being forthcoming. You know you weren't being honest. You know you weren't showing people your real selves a lot of the time. Okay. There's some you need to do some definite journaling and journal prompts related to shame and surrounding guilt and understanding the difference between guilt and shame, because you've had a lot of negative experiences. And I feel like Spirit's kind of highlighting here, 2025, you had a hard time. How can I say this? 2025, you had a hard time being human. Like, and of course, with this Pisces energy, that's no surprise, right? A lot of Pisces people get into this habit of not living here in the present. Like, there may be a lot of thoughts in your mind, constant thoughts in your mind. That you may have a lot of visions. There may be a lot of things that you want to see or expect to see. And a lot of times we can stay in that realm instead of making decisions and thinking from this present place and time. Okay, so in 2025, we have vacation. You will be traveling soon. So there may be a vacation, maybe an end of the year vacation, or a vacation that was close to the end of 2025, middle end of 2025, that it made a big difference for you. It made a big difference not only on you emotionally, but it made something about there's something about this that made you feel like maybe you can't be honest with yourself. Maybe you can't show your true self to other people. Ooh, and then we have the card of balance coming out as the card that tells us what you need to do, my Pisces, in order to get this fresh start you're looking for. What energy do you need to tap into? And it's the energy of balance. Balance through the chaos, my Pisces. Balance through the chaos. There's nobody saying that it's bad to dream. There's nobody saying you can't have fantasies. And there's nobody saying escapism inherently is negative. You know what I mean? However, balance. There's balance to everything. There needs to be balance to everything. Okay, we have one more card out here. But before we look at that, we are going to look into the book at this card of balance and see what it says for you regarding 2026 and the energy that you should be, you know, tapping into for 2026. Okay, let's go ahead and see what it says for you. Oh, this is so beautiful. Oh my gosh. Okay. It says, this card bursts and brings the message to find equilibrium. Obviously Libra could be a significant, and well, there could be a Libra in your life, or you could have dominant Libra in your chart. Okay. It says, you can be sure that instant karma will be showing up for you no matter where you are on the spiritual path. Above the rocks, you see a bright star illuminated. Serious streams light codes down into the middle of the rocks and reminds us of the gentle balance and the forces that drive us. There's a fine line between chaos and balance. Just as your thoughts can build up, they can take you into a momentum that is out of balance, causing unease, stress, and multitudes of other negative things. That's what you've been facing in 2025, and Spirit's telling you this balance is what you're needing. This balance is what you've been lacking, and this balance is what you need to tap into moving into the next year, okay? It says this card emerges when you are hearing the call for balance. You may need to sleep. You may need more sleep, more work, or more alone time. Whatever balance is needed, if you look inside yourself, you will find it within your spirit. Okay, working with Unakite could be significant. So if you are a crystal lover, crystal wearer, and a new thought pattern, here is an affirmation. I want you to comment this down below if you are ready to claim this energy, ready to tap into this energy for your fresh start. It says, my emotions are balanced and I react with love. Okay, affirm that to yourself. My emotions are balanced and I react with love. Spirit's telling you here, my Pisces babies, you can't save your face and your ass at the same time, but you sure can balance one or the other. You know what I mean? So don't see things as a lost cause. Don't always look around with a big ego, big head held high, head held too high, or head hung too low, because everybody has shit that they go through, okay, in this life. Everybody has shit that they go through in this life. And it's your turn to go ahead and admit where you fucked up. Seriously, we're all fuck ups in some way. All right. It's not just you. Don't have this feeling of, you know, I'm the victim. I'm worse than everybody here. No. Okay. None of that is true. None of that is the case unless you are continuing to project that and continue to claim that and live that. Okay. Whatever you speak and affirm will be fact for you. So speak and affirm what we've affirmed for this card here. Speak and affirm this energy so you can invite this new fresh start in. Okay. And I'm hearing also to say for some of you, if you have not yet had a vacation, then this vacation may come when this transition happens. So this vacation may come and you may be tested. You may be tempted. Something may happen that forces you to pick if you're going to consciously try to balance some things and figure something out, or if you're going to intentionally be like, no, I'm not going to try to figure this out. It's too much. I can't. You know what I mean? Last card we have, just be. I love this card. Okay. It says, allow yourself to just be. You do not have to prove a damn thing. Confidence will flow into you when you are divinely you. Be yourself, okay? As much as I'm saying here, as much as I'm telling you, balance this, balance that, don't do too much of this, don't do too much of that, I'm not telling you to change anything about yourself, okay? Nothing about your personality is wrong or negative or bad. You are simply having some self-worth issues is what I'm picking this up as, okay? And Spirit saying, is there a secret you're keeping? Is ego keeping you from being honest? Be honest with yourself. Be true. Be real. Okay. And like that person, love that person, okay? Be in love with that person. Show that person you care about them and that, you know, you want only the best for them, okay? The same way that you would try to lessen the chaos if it was somebody else and they were, you know, talking with you, telling you all these things that they felt, do that for yourself. Be there, be that shoulder for yourself as well, okay? Your inner self. Okay, my Pisces, I love you. I feel like you need an I love you. I feel like you need a high five, a hug, something. You have this. You just really need to be more consciously aware, consciously present in the moment so you can have control over your reactions and your energies and where it's taking you. Okay? All right, you guys, that is all I have for your reading. Again, I love you and I appreciate you. If you're ever looking for one-on-one guidance, if there's ever too much going on in the mental, too much going on in the spiritual, and the anything, and you're needing some clarity, needing some guidance, you know where to find me. You can check my official website, which is the only place you can book with me, okay? So beware of scammers out there, because they are out there. And if you're like, nah, girl, I got everything I needed, I'm ready to make my decisions and do what I got to do, then I love that for you. And I cannot wait to see you right here back on my YouTube channel. Bye, you guys. Hello to my Cancers out there. Welcome or welcome back to my channel. We are going to do what we always do and go ahead and get the tea, okay? Get the deepest, juiciest messages. Let's go ahead and lay your cards out here. Interesting. Okay. Okay, interesting. So, very first thing for my Cancers that we have going on is this card, Ancient Proverbs. If you meet more than 2 assholes a day, you're it. So, my Cancers, 2025, we're going to first talk about what you need to leave behind in 2025 and what maybe didn't work for you here in 2025. And this is it, babe. It says, Anasman said, we don't see things as they are. We see them as we are. So 1 or 2 assholes could be random. 3 assholes is a clear sign you've got on your sphincter glasses. Take a moment to check in with your perception of things. It might just be that you, Cupcake, are the asshole. Luckily for you and everyone else, you've got the power to change that. So in 2025, you were snappy at people. You weren't very nice to people. Okay. There were a lot of people that you encountered that you did not like. And you know, sometimes that is because people are off, but a lot of that was because your energy was off. Okay. A lot of opportunities that you missed, a lot of things that did not work out because your energy was off in 2025. Okay. Spirit really wants you to hear me on this, and really wants you to recognize, okay, if I shift my perception on something, then this thing changes, period. Okay. For example, okay, because I see the card of financial goals. I don't want to jump too far ahead of myself, but just as an example, my Cancer, if you, is this a good example? I don't know. Okay. We'll do it anyway. Actually, no, scrap the example. Let's just continue. Guardian, the card of a lost loved one. A lost loved one watches over you, okay? Spirit's telling me you may have lost someone last year, 2025, or in recent years. But whether you have or not, I'm hearing that the pain is still fresh and the pain is still there. And Spirit's saying this pain that you felt, this loss that you felt, whether this is a person, a pet, whether this is a career loss or a job loss, maybe you lost your home, maybe you lost, you know, a lump sum of finances, whatever this loss was for you, it changed you. It changed how you see things. It changed how you feel and how much you feel and how much you're willing to see and how open your mind is. You see what I'm trying to say, Cancer? So in 2025, we're leaving that shit behind. We're leaving the closed mind behind. We're leaving the pain behind. We're leaving the assholey thoughts behind. I was just telling someone, it can be very, very easy as we're going about our day to assume the worst in people. Sometimes we can save ourselves the pain and the heartache and the frustration and the worry and the anxiety and everything when we just look at someone and assume they're trying their best. you know what? This person's not trying to be rude to me right now. Obviously, they're going through some shit. They're projecting onto me. They're doing the best they can. You see how much better that feels, rather than saying, oh, this person, oh, they just can't stand me. I know they just don't like me. Every time I come around, oh, it's so frustrating because they always... It's such a different energy, and you have the power to hold that perspective, to change that perspective that you hold, okay? Woo! Let's see what else we have here for you. Okay, Anchorita. I hope I said that right. Solitude, the card of solitude. Yeah. Yeah, a little solitude can go a long way. Okay. Nobody's telling you to isolate yourself, my Cancer, but a little personal time, a little quiet time may be something helpful for you. All right. No judgment here. Let's go ahead into the book and see what this card has to say for you. Okay, so this card is going to go ahead and represent, of course, what energy you're tapping into for 2026 to get this fresh start that you're looking for and that you deserve. So it says, salt cleanses Anchoritas, I don't know which way to say it, energy as they pass from community to isolation. A plant beside the door aids naturally in their purification. For reflection, Anchorita requires solitude. When this card appears, it is time for you to take some time to be alone in order to unlock something in your subconscious mind. It is time to awaken your inner world with the outer world by dream walking, astral traveling, and meditating. Interesting. Okay. Spirit's saying it's to remind you that there are other frequencies out there. You feel like there's only one energy. There's only one way of being. There's only one state of being, and that is not true. And you will see that very clearly and very quickly when you're astral traveling, when you're walking in dreams, when you're lucid dreaming, doing things of that nature. Okay. The lesson this card brings, and confirmation, I just heard crows outside as well. So that's ancestors, speaking to ancestors and spirits. It says, the lesson this card brings is that although we may be a community of same, we must walk our path alone. This is the card for taking a risk and doing what you truly want to do. There's no way to tell for sure what lies ahead because the salt lamp only lights up so much of the way. But when held close, it illuminates your inner heart space fully. Yeah, Spirit's telling you, if everything around you is frustrating, if you feel like everything around you is, quote, making you react a certain way or bringing a certain version of you out, and it's a version that you don't like. For example, if there are people around you that you don't like, and every time they're around, you're frustrated, you're upset, you're angry, you're anxious, cut those people the fuck off. Spend your time, and if you truly for some reason cannot cut this thing, person, place, energy out of your life, replace it. Try to replace it. Okay, spend your time in or with another energy. Okay, 2026, we're not bringing this negative attitude and perspective with us. Period. Okay. It says, if Anchorita has shown up in your cards today, it is time to recharge in no one's company but your own. That's exactly what you're needing. You and your spirit team, baby. It says, no one else can join you in your inner work, but you can always be on the lookout for a guide, spiritual teacher, or oracles. A journey of self-discovery is upon you, backed by your ancestors' vibrations, didn't I just say? And your higher self. Ask yourself, am I afraid of the silence in my head? Do I find excuses to not meditate as a way to avoid my solitude? And truly, the answer is probably yes, because we've all done it, okay? But the even deeper question is, how are you going to shift that? How are you going to change that starting now? Okay, one thing that Spirit's telling you, moving into 2026, transitioning into this next year, this next phase for you, it says financial goals. Set and reach your financial goals to achieve financial stability. So Spirit's telling you, and yes, this is talking about finances, but generally, even if this is not, this reading overall wasn't talking about something financial for you, Spirit's saying you putting your work and effort and dedication into something and getting somewhat immediate results back is a great way to to prove to yourself the work that I put in, not just the work, but the effort and the intention that I set and put in comes back to me. You know what I mean? Sometimes we can feel like the work that we do doesn't come back to us, the effort that we put out there, the same way that we might feel like, okay, I'm meeting hella assholes today. Everybody's an asshole today. Nobody's giving me good vibes. But we have to go back to the drawing board and be like, okay, what energy am I putting out there? Okay. And that's what Spirit's asking you to do, my Cancer. You have a lot of potential. That's the best thing that I can say. Like, there's a lot of potential in your journey and in your story, but my Cancers, I feel like you just have not given yourself a real chance because your perspective is off. It's negative. It feels like, you know, you have a lot of negative and self-limiting beliefs that you've convinced yourself are facts. And now's the time to rework that. You can only do that in solitude. Okay. I love you, my Cancers. I appreciate you. If you ever need further guidance, further clarity, if there's ever anything you didn't understand, you can come to me for a private booking, okay? You can do that through one place and one place only, which is my website. My official site is in the link tree in my bio or in my description. So check that out if you're looking for guidance or if you're just looking for other spiritual services and products, okay? And of course, if you're like, no, girl, you hit the nail on the head. I don't need nothing else. I'm ready to make my move. Then you go out there, you make your move, and I will see you right back here on my YouTube channel again later. I love you guys. See ya.